Hello and welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast. I am your host, Letitia Bishop. I'm a professional makeup artist of over 7 years, beauty writer, content creator, and now beauty podcast host. And I'm currently living in Hong Kong in Asia. Thank you for coming back and listening to another show, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Now, as you can see by the title of this episode, yes, I'm late to the game. I'm sure you've read so much content out there about tips on how to wear makeup underneath your face masks in this new COVID world. But I think they're not going anywhere. So we still need to protect ourselves and people around us. So I'm not going to say goodbye to makeup, and we just need to, blend the two and make it work. So let's chat some tips about it, or refresh ourselves on how best to wear makeup under the face masks. Not the face masks as in like a skincare mask, as in a protection mask. So starting at the beginning, skin prep. We need to prep our skin for wearing this piece of fabric over the bottom halves of our faces for many hours in some people's cases. Because yes, maskne, it's a new word. It's mask acne, or like breakouts and reactions from wearing masks. The phrase is now maskne. So prepping the skin, cleaning your skin, really looking after it in that way, and not too many layers of products. Still, sunscreen is still needed. The masks are not proven to protect us against UVB and UVA rays. So you still need sunscreen under the mask area. Please don't think the mask is protecting you because they haven't been tested, or I guess if the one that you're wearing says it is, then it's okay, but I would still just pop sunscreen on everywhere. It's a habit, like brushing my teeth, I tell everybody. So prepping the skin, and that includes primers. So if you're wanting to wear makeup all over your face, including where the mask is, and often I do, because we do take the mask off on multiple occasions throughout the day to have a drink of our coffees, to put some lip balm on, and to have lunch with people and things like that. So there is circumstances where you can take it off. And I'm talking from a point of view of living in Hong Kong, where masks are still mandatory to wear everywhere, except for if you're eating and drinking. And that rule will not be going away anytime soon here in Hong Kong. People are very willing to wear masks here in Hong Kong, as we had SARS here many years ago before I ever came to this city. So people are very, compliant with wearing the masks, and they don't really have a problem with it. I mean, nobody likes it, but it's like, it's mandatory, you have to wear it. So we don't have a choice right now. But I think in most other countries, a lot of countries like in the West, it's not mandatory, but it's still advised. Protect yourselves. So wearing makeup under the mask for when you do get to take it off is nice. I still do it every day. And priming will really help it last so much longer. So a face primer, for those of you who don't know, is a often clear cream that goes over your face, mostly in the T-zone, where you will get oily and where your makeup can dissolve and break up. So some are used to help hide pores, and some are used to give a tack and help your makeup last longer. And they really do help. So experiment with some. The one I really love at the moment is the Laura Mercier blurring primer. It's a really beautiful primer. So sunscreen is skincare, sunscreen, then your primer, then your makeup. That is the order you want to be doing that in. The next one I would say is keep your foundation light. So you can put it on, but the less you have on, the less there is to get messed up by the masks, right? So just, light layers is always easier to manage and maintain throughout the day, if that's what if you want to wear foundation. The next one is long wear blushes. So the masks, the way they sit on our faces, they really sit right where your blush is, unfortunately. And I often notice, like when I take it off during the day, that I look really washed out and pale because my blush has been worn off by the mask. So long wear blushes normally are a liquid or a cream blush. They kind of tend to have a more stain and setting ability to them rather than just a powder blush. So I really love the NARS liquid blushes. They're really nice blushes. So find ones that have like a set to them. So if you go into the store, into Sephora, and you try it on your hand, a little bit of the blush, and if it after you walk around, always when I go into stores and the sweet girls are there to give you the cotton pad to wipe it off, and I'm like, no, it's like I take the cotton pad to remove it later, but I'm like, I like to let it sit on my hand and just see what the formula does. So let the blush sit on the back of your hand and see how it sets, if it has a setting quality to it or if it just stays really dewy and moist and doesn't change consistency, then you know that one probably is not going to set on your face. So find ones that have a set to them as you walk around the store looking at some other things. Yeah, that's my tip. And then, before you leave the store, you can take the cotton pad and clean the back of your hand, because I do find it on parts of my clothes later in the day. Constantly have makeup on the back of my hands. Okay, so that was the skin, the cheek area. Next is focus on your eyes, because that's what's showing, right? So play up your eyes. I used to be always a big lipstick wearer, but now I've been, playing up my eyes a little bit more because that's what we have to show. So don't forget your brows. Your brows really say a lot. So fill in your brows. So many people don't. They kind of do eyeliner and mascara, and then often ladies, skip the brows, but I feel like I would do that before eyeliner for sure. It just, it finishes off your face. It just balances your face and your eyes. I think definitely do brows, and then curl your lashes with a lash curler and some mascara. That would be my go-tos if I wasn't doing anything else. So have brows on and, nice perky awake eyelashes while I'm wearing the mask. That will achieve a happy look while we're wearing the masks. Then next is neutral lips. So I think lipstick sales definitely have gone down in the world in the last 2 years almost. But I still like to have a lipstick on because, when you're talking to people or you have a drink and you pull it down, I like to look a little bit, a bit of color there, or at least a balm or something. But if you do want to wear a lipstick, here's some tips to make that work under a mask, okay? Number one is also the shape of the mask that you have. By now, I'm sure we've all tried so many different shapes of masks. There's a lot out there. You'll find ones that don't rest on your lips as much as others. So finding that definitely goes a long way. And then choosing colors that are neutral will help before we talk about formulas. So choosing neutral colors will help. You still have I often wear a little balm from Shiseido, a tinted gel balm, I think they're called gel lip color or something. And I wear the orange one and I'm just obsessed with it. But it's neutral, but it still gives me like a flush of color on my lips. But I don't have to worry if it kind of gets a little rubbed and out of place under the mask, because it's sheer, it won't look like a bright red lipstick that's kind of smeared across your face under the mask. It's just less maintenance. So pick, neutral colors. And then if you want to talk about formulas, the liquid lipsticks, especially if you were going for a stronger color like a red lipstick, a liquid lipstick will stay put under the mask. Once it's dried, don't pop it on until it's set and dried down. But I'm not a huge liquid lipstick wearer because they just make your lips look old and horrible. I've yet to find one that looks good, that sets fully. I have some that I like that don't set fully. They're kind of like a long wearing, but they're still a little bit satin finish, a bit balmy, but they will transfer onto the mask. But not found one that's a fully sets bulletproof, that doesn't make your lips look cracked. If you know of any, let me know. Message me on Instagram. But they will really set and stay unless you eat oily foods. Oil will take those right off. So if you ever have trouble taking the liquid lipsticks off at night, grab your coconut oil or your olive oil from the kitchen, rub it on your lips, and it will come off. And then another tip is to set it with a setting spray. I opt for a primer over setting sprays, but maybe if you don't like primers, a setting spray, misting your face and then letting it set for a few minutes before you pop your mask on will really help. The Charlotte Tilbury setting spray is really beautiful, and also is the Benefit Cosmetics one in the blue bottle, the Pore Professional one from the same range as their really popular primers. So those setting sprays are nice, but if I was to choose the two to make my makeup last longer, I would go for a primer instead. It just works better. Or powders. You can actually be setting with a powder. I feel like that would work even better than a setting spray. But it just depends on how humid it is where you live. Like Hong Kong, it's loads humid, heaps humidity here. It's getting better. We're coming into our cooler time soon. And then lastly, take it off at night. I hope that's self-explanatory. If you're listening to a beauty podcast, I think everyone hopefully takes their makeup off at night. If you're not, my goodness, I don't know, where have you been? Take it off, otherwise you're going to get maskne. It's just not going to be nice. If you're wearing sunscreen, if you live in a city, you need to wash your face every night before you go to bed. Do not sleep in your makeup. Okay, take it off so you have nice clean skin for the next day. And yeah, those were my little tips for wearing makeup under your mask. And yeah, it's something that we just have to adapt it to now. And I hope those tips help you. I hope you take away some of these tips and can use them in your daily makeup routines, and that let me know if they have helped your makeup last longer. But regardless, you still will get some transfer in your mask. Oh, and another thing is, especially if you have reusable masks like I have converted to, I have great masks if you're in Hong Kong, Aveda masks. I can link those down below. Beautiful, silky, soft, easy to wash, dries fast. I love them. I'll leave their link down below. Wash them. Don't wear them again. Wash them. Don't repeat them the same day, because putting those on with already makeup like in the inside is just not, your skin's not going to thank you for that. So please always start with a fresh one in the day. So yeah, I hope you like the tips. If you have any other tips that I missed, please do share in our Facebook group, or send me a message on Instagram or a comment on the post for this one, for the podcast. And everything I talked about, I will leave in the show notes. And if you liked the episode, I know it was a quick one. If you got anything out of it, please leave a review on whatever podcast platform that you are listening to. And any other questions at all about beauty, ask away, and I always do my best to help you guys or find an expert that can answer for you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.